Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video, we're going to be doing some Halloween hair. I am so excited. It's starting to get into the spooky season. I have so many Halloween videos coming up, some really new content I've never done before, so we'll see how it goes, see if you guys like it or not. But in today's video, we're going to start off the Halloween season with, of course, some Halloween hair. Now, you guys know I'm growing out my natural hair color. I've got blonde on the ends. I just feel like vivid color doesn't really look the best on me right now because I have such a long grow out root right now. I only have like this much blonde, so it's really not a lot for me to play with fun color. So I have this beautiful wig right here that I've had for literally like 4 years. I can't even remember where I got it from, but it is a beautiful, really thick wig. Let me show you guys. It has a really nice wave pattern to it. Here's what it looks like. I love the length. I normally don't dye wigs that are shorter like this. Normally they're longer like the one I'm wearing right now. So I found this and I feel like the length is absolutely perfect. I feel like this length will go so cute with some Halloween colors in here. It is very, very thick and dense. There's a lot of hair here. The color is absolutely perfect for vivids. I did pre-tone it with some shampoo. So yeah, this is the wig we're going to be dyeing today. I am just going to go at it randomly with the colors. I have a little bit of a plan, but nothing too extreme. Here are the colors we're going to be doing, you guys. Look how beautiful. Traditional Halloween colors. We got the green, we got the purple, we got the black, we got the orange. Literally the most perfect Halloween shades. So let me run through each one and tell you what I used to mix up these pretty colors. For the first shade, I did Good Die Young Limelight. This is one of their new shades. And then I used a bunch of Voodoo hair dye in the shade Green Harmony. For the purple, I did mostly Purple AF as my base. This is one of my favorite purples. It's so beautiful. Then I added in just a little bit of Violet Dream and just a little bit of Bright Purple. This one is also a beautiful purple and it comes out of the hair beautifully. For my black, I used mostly Dopamine by Danger Jones with some Blue Panther from Manic Panic and some Raven from Manic Panic. And then for my orange, I used Good Die Young Riot as a base. Then I added a lot of this Voodoo Sunny Yellow in there to make it more orange and not so red toned. I also added just a splash of Lunar Tides Solar Flare and then a little bit of Neon Lemon from Lunar Tides. So that is what I used for my 4 hair colors. Typically, I would reach for other colors that I know come out of the hair, but because we're using a wig, I don't have to worry about them coming out of the hair. I'd actually rather them stick in the hair, so I just grabbed some shades from my collection that I don't use very often. I actually am kind of sad that I'm not going to be able to dye my hair this year. Last year, I did neon green and purple for Halloween, and I even added some black in there, and it was so beautiful, and I loved it so much. So I am a little bummed, but hopefully this wig will satisfy my need for some colored hair. This is going to be a long process, so go get you a snack. We're going to hang out together while we dye this wig. Typically, I like to sit in front of the TV and dye my wig, but today I'm hanging out with you guys. I do have a towel on my lap. I'm going to wipe my hands off in between each color, so that way we don't cross-contaminate. I will leave a link to a lot of this hair color in the description down below in case you guys want to try any of these brands. All right, let's go ahead and start dyeing this wig. Obviously, I'm going to be turned away from you guys for the majority of this video. I'm going to be turned like this. I don't really have a good situation or setup here. I want you guys to obviously be able to see the wig and see what I'm doing. I have to attach it onto something, and this is the only thing I have in my film room here. Again, I thought about taking you guys out in the living room, but I have a white couch, and I was like, that's just not a good idea with all these colors. So we're going to stay in here, but unfortunately, I am going to have my back turned to you or to the side a little bit while I'm dyeing this. I hope that doesn't bother you guys, but I'm very limited with options and where I got to put this wig. So we're going to make the best out of the situation and just go for it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for sectioning, I think I'm going to do the pattern I did for my last rainbow hair, where we take thin halo slices all around the head like this. I think that will show off the most colors. It's also really easy to do and it minimizes all the sectioning you have to do. So I'm going to start with green. I'm literally going to go in the order that I have the color swatch. So we're going to do green, purple, black, orange, green, purple, black, orange. So that's the pattern we're going to go with here. You guys send me some good vibes because I'm a little scared. I'm not quite sure how this is going to turn out, but hoping for the best here, hoping for the best. And I'm just going to section each piece as I go. I'm not going to worry about sectioning everything first. I'm literally just going to section each part as I go. So I'll section this part, do the green, section the next part, do the purple. So we're gonna section as we go here. Once you get the first horseshoe section down, everything else will be easier because you're just gonna follow the same pattern all the way around. So the first section is definitely the hardest. You got to spend the most time on to make sure you get that really nice, clean horseshoe section, and then every section after that is easy because you just follow the section you've already done. All right, we have the first section done, so as you guys can see, we just have a horseshoe all around the whole head here, the perimeter, so all of this is going to be green. So let's go ahead and apply the first color. I don't think I could have made this green any more perfect if I tried. It is like the most stunning neon lime green color. I can't wait to see it rinsed off of the hair because I feel like it's going to be amplified even more putting it on this like yellowish base. I just feel like it's going to be so beautiful and it's going to glow. Like I said, I did pre-wash this because a lot of wigs come with like chemicals and stuff on them. So I always like to pre-wash my wigs or extensions before I dye them. It just helps the color grab a little bit more. You guys see how pretty this green is? This next to the purple is insane. I don't know why, but the past few Halloweens, I've really been craving the green and purple hair. Like, those are my two favorites. I honestly thought about doing just green and purple this year too, but I had it for a long time last year. Like, I even refreshed the green and purple hair I had last year because I liked it so much. So I was like, no, let's do something a little bit more traditional, like for Halloween colors. And also it's a wig. So I did want like more of like a fun Halloween colored wig with all the different colors that I can pop on during Halloween time. What I really need is like an actual wig stand that's like a tripod that like stands right here. I can put it anywhere and move it around. I've had one of those before. The only problem is the bottom isn't weighted, so like as you're dyeing the wig it kind of starts tipping all over the place, and then you're just like, please don't fall on the carpet or on the couch or like wherever you're dyeing stuff. If the bottom's not weighted, it gets top heavy, obviously, because you have a lot of hair and you're pulling, so it just starts falling. And it was so frustrating, especially because you would accidentally get some of this color on other sections because as it's falling you have to like catch it so it doesn't hit the ground and like stain the carpet or whatever else you got going on in your room. So I'm sure they make weighted wig stands because I mean, what else would the professionals use? You know what I'm saying? Like people who specialize in wigs. I have no idea what they use, but this one works really good because I can really like tighten it down on whatever I'm clamping it to, so that way it does not move and it stays put and I don't have to worry about the wig falling off. We're gonna see how long this takes me. I'm starting at like, it's 10:30 right now, so let's see how long dyeing this whole wig takes. I'm gonna aim for an hour. I feel like an hour is pretty freaking optimistic though. Like normally when I'm doing multiple colors it takes me much longer than an hour, so I feel like I'm being a little optimistic with that answer, but we'll see. Let's see what my bitches can do here. Thankfully this pattern makes it super easy and a lot quicker than other patterns. Like if I was doing the prism technique, oh baby, this would be taking me all freaking day. Like literally sometimes it takes me 2 days to dye wigs because of the technique. So this technique's a lot easier. And I already need to mix up more green, so hopefully we have enough to get through the whole wig and I don't run out of these shades because it's going to be hard to get this green exactly the same again. So hopefully we have enough green and I can just mix up more and we don't run out of the limelight color because it's the only tube I have. Now I'm just gonna comb all of this down so it stays out of the way when I'm doing my next color. This green is a little too good, I fear. It's such a beautiful shade of green. I think it might be the most beautiful shade I've ever mixed, I'm not gonna lie. We'll see what it looks like when it's rinsed, because green can definitely look a little bit more pastel once you rinse it off, so hopefully it stays this neon and vibrant. Alright you guys, next up is the purple. It's so hard to section off a wig. All the different wefts they've sewn in there go all different directions, so it's really challenging, and I feel like it just takes so much time to really get clean sections on a wig. I am not spending that much time, honestly. It doesn't have to be perfect, I'm doing multiple colors, so if the part's a little zigzag, jagged. I combined two words. If it's a little not even, it doesn't really matter because it's gonna blend together. Like the colors don't have to have distinct lines. So I'm not too worried about it. It'll be okay. It's gonna look good regardless. I just keep telling myself that. It's not gonna look bad. 99% of the time when I think something's gonna look bad, it normally turns out okay. So I think I'm just a little bit of a perfectionist. A little too hard on myself sometimes, but I think it's gonna be all right, you guys. I don't want it to be super thick and chunky, but I definitely want you to be able to see the stripes of colors. So it's a fine line I'm walking here. Look at this purple, you guys. Are you kidding me? This is like the most dreamy, beautiful purple. I did mix up way more purple than I did the green, so I don't think I'll run out of the purple as quickly as I ran out of the green. Just seeing the purple and green next to each other, it just really makes me want to dye my hair purple and green. Trying not to put the purple on top of the green, but it's really difficult, especially when the mannequin head is like facing down a little bit. Hard not to let the hair fall forwards. So I did get a little bit of purple on the front green section. I'm just hoping that the time I spent working the green into the hair hair is going to protect it. It creates like a little conditioner base that kind of protects that green from getting purple on it. Even if you see a little purple transfer on there, typically you've worked the color in good enough where it just touches the outside of that like cast or that like shell of the conditioner. So I'm hoping that that's the case and I did not ruin the front area, but we'll see. We'll see when I rinse it off if I messed it up or not. Look at these two colors next to each other, you guys. Are you kidding me? Absolutely beautiful. All right, moving on to the back. I told you guys this before, but typically when I'm putting on a color next to a color, I look at the two colors that are next to each other and I decide which side of the section I should start with. So as you guys can see, I'm applying color on this section right here. I have to think, okay, when I go in with the purple, do I want to apply it on this top first? Or do I want to apply it underneath here first? And whatever color is on this side and this side is what makes me determine which side I want to put it on first. So as you guys can see, I'm putting it on the top first, and then I'll lift it and put it on the bottom because the next color we're doing is black. If I lift this and accidentally transfer some purple onto this blonde, it doesn't matter. I'm putting black over the top of it, it's gonna cover it. But if I started at the bottom here and I put purple down here, and then I lifted it down, and then I put purple on the top, if the purple touches the green on the bottom, it's going to stain it. So I try and keep in mind what color is on top, what color is on bottom, and if the purple touches which one is not gonna be a big deal. It's not gonna be a big deal if I get any purple on the black section. So I normally will start with this top area because if I lift it and I smush it all over here, doesn't matter. But if I press down and I do this smushes on the green, it's going to ruin the green section because the purple is darker. So that's kind of how I determine like if I want to start applying the color at the bottom or the top of the section. And honestly, each section is different in if I start at the bottom or the top. I just kind of am aware of what color is going next to this, and I really don't want to accidentally ruin the look by not thinking about where I want to start applying that color. So that's my method. It's worked out good for me doing 6-7 colors, so I ain't gonna change anything at this point. It's worked this good for me for so many times. Going on to this section, and like I said, I'm gonna start at the top. I also really like to use my fingertips to smush in color. That's another technique that I've discovered over the years that really helps prevent the color from, transferring on one another. So especially at the root area, I like to go in with my fingertips. The ends don't really matter that much because you can use your hand and like use it as a board, but the root area right here, I like to kind of use my hand to smush the color. That way you're getting it saturated and you're not making as big of a mess. Great, now I'm craving Witch's Brew Lonnie New, so I don't have any in the fridge right now. I'm gonna have to go put one in the freezer for 10 minutes so that way I can have one, because now I'm craving one. And your girl definitely needs the energy. I slept like shit last night, you guys. See, now I can go in and kind of smush all the color at the root area. Use my fingies to smush everything down. You guys see I got a lot of purple right there on that blonde section. Literally doesn't matter because I'm putting black over it. So I just like to use my fingers to work in the color. I just feel like it works better and you can be more precise with your little digits. Then you can go in with your hand. Use your hand as a board and work it in like that. Slightly terrified about the black, I'm not gonna lie to you. Normally when I do like rainbow and black or multiple colors that include black, I use permanent or demi-permanent dye because it doesn't bleed and transfer as much, and it's more like a true deep black color. So I am worried about using a semi-permanent black. Let's just hope that it does not bleed and transfer when I rinse off the color. I'm gonna be using ice cold water, baby, to try and prevent that from happening, because that is definitely my worst nightmare right there. I feel like actually the slices I took, the depth of them, it's pretty good. Like the amount of hair I took, I feel like it's pretty good. I didn't want it to be like super thick chunks, but I definitely wanted you to see like the ribbon of color, if that makes sense. Purple's done. Now we're going in with the scariest color, which is black. I'm petrified, I'm not gonna lie. If I get it on the purple, I'm fucked. If I get it on the orange section, I'm fucked. So I need some serious help right now. Okay, I'm gonna go under first because purple is darker than the orange. And if I get it on the purple, it's not the end of the world. Still not ideal, but if I get it on the orange, it's literally done for. Dunzo, baby. I'm just gonna tap in at that root, drag it out. I'm gonna lay my hand right here, hold the section out so that way it's not on that purple. If at all possible, trying not to touch that section. And then I'm gonna use my fingers to really work the black in here at the root, and then I'll try and lay it directly on itself and back so that way it doesn't fall on any of these other colors. Black's such a tricky color, especially when it's semi-permanent. It is like the worst possible color you could throw into any mix, I swear. But it looks so cool. And I gotta make sure I saturate because with semi-permanent black, they always have such weird undertones. If you don't fully saturate, it can like be hollow or be bluish or greenish. So gotta make sure to put enough color on there, but you don't want so much color that everything it touches is gonna transfer onto. So it's a very, very fine line here we gotta wiggle. I'm actually gonna grab a foil because I don't trust myself. There we go. Sometimes foils are helpful. I didn't realize how big of a chunk I took back here for the black, so hopefully it doesn't look weird and it looks proportionate when we rinse out all the colors and there's not like a big chunk of black and no purple or green. Hopefully it looks okay. I took a thick, girthy black one back here. Oh, that sounded extremely inappropriate. I apologize. Thankfully, the blacks I did use really like melt into the hair and I don't have to spend a lot of time working the product in there. It really absorbs beautifully into the hair. So that's a positive here. Gotta do this little section right here and then we're moving on to orange, which is, might I say, one of the easiest colors to do. Thank goodness that's over with. Moving on to orange. Again, one of the easiest colors. The purple, the black, and the green look so cool right now. It's hard for me to just say, let's repeat the pattern and not put orange in there. I feel like we need orange. For a classic Halloween, like 90s vibe, I feel like we must put the orange in there. We must. I had purple, green, and black Halloween hair last year, so we gotta put the orange in there this year, right? All right. Last color is orange and then all of the colors will be on here. So I'm gonna go underneath first because obviously there's black under there. It does not matter if it touches that or gets on that or anything. And we also have that foil there as a protective measure. I'm a little worried that this orange is not gonna be like the right Halloween shade of orange. So that's got me a little stressed out, but hopefully it looks good. Hopefully the orange blends in with the other colors really well and it looks like a good Halloween orange. Okay, now seeing all the colors together, I am feeling the Halloween fantasy and I'm glad we did the orange. Definitely seeing it with these three, it really is like a nostalgic Halloween color theme we got going on here. All right, you guys, we are almost exactly 1 hour in. Definitely not getting it done in an hour. However, we are almost done. We just have the little crown left to do. I'm guessing I'll probably do green. I might try and repeat the colors twice, like just take smaller sections so that way every color repeats twice. Right now, I can envision green, purple, and black. Don't know if I'll have enough space to do orange, but I'm gonna try and have enough space to repeat each color 3 times. Or 2 times. I just feel like it would look better if every color was repeated. So we're gonna try, but if we don't have enough room to do that, it's totally okay. I'm not gonna like freak out about it or anything. It is what it is. Now that I'm just going in and repeating all these colors, I'm going to do a voiceover for you guys so you can just watch the coloring process because I know it's very satisfying watching the blonde get covered up. So I just want to talk about how much I've been loving wigs lately, you guys. You guys know I'm growing out my hair. I don't plan on bleaching it. I was just growing it out to see how long I could last, and the more it's growing out, the more I'm liking it and the more I don't have an urge to bleach it, which is the first time in my whole entire life that I have not felt a single urge to bleach my roots as they grow in. A couple years ago, I grew out my roots for 13 months, a whole year. It was crazy, and it was a very big struggle for me not to bleach my roots. But this time around, I'm literally not having an urge at all, and I'm loving seeing my natural color, so I'm just going to go with the flow, and if I never bleach my roots again, I never bleach my roots again. If I feel like I'm going to bleach them, then I'll bleach them. Like, I'm not being too hard on myself or setting any goals or anything, but I am loving my natural color, so wigs is a great option for me. I don't know why I did not start experimenting with wigs sooner. I love being able to express my creativity on a wig, and it is so much easier than me trying to do this stuff on myself. Obviously, I could do all these patterns on myself because I've been dyeing my hair for so many years. I'm pretty capable of doing multiple like hard techniques on my own hair, but it is so much easier to be able to see the back of a head. And I can do so many more complex patterns. I can have a million different hair colors every single week if I want to without having to damage my hair. And I can put on a wig and do some crazy makeup and express myself. And then I can take it all off at the end of the day and go back to being a little bit more plain and not wearing makeup and having my natural hair color. So I'm loving having the best of both worlds right now. And I highly recommend. You can find some pretty affordable wigs off of Amazon. I bought this one on Amazon years and years ago and it was pretty affordable. I checked and it's no longer like in stock and selling anymore, but there are so many similar wigs you can find on Amazon, so I highly recommend. All right, you guys, wig is now completed. I could have squeezed another orange spot in there, but I actually thought it would look better ending with a little black triangle on the top, and just having one little slice of orange I think would look best. So we are now done. I'm going to let this sit for like 30 minutes to an hour. I kind of want it to get like hard, so that way when I rinse it, it won't bleed as much. So I'm gonna let it sit and dry out for a while. Rinse using cold water with high pressure so nothing bleeds on one another. And I will be right back to show you guys what it looks like, and I will try it on for you guys. I don't know if that'll be today or tomorrow. I might let it air dry. I typically don't like to blow dry or put heat on my wig, so I might let it air dry overnight and then come back tomorrow to show you guys what it looks like. So I'll either see you later today or tomorrow. All right, you guys, I am back. I apologize. I realized when I stopped the last video that the audio cut out, so I'm really sorry about that. Sometimes like an error pops up on my laptop and I don't see it, and then it stops the audio recording, so I'm sorry about that, but we're back. The audio is now working, and here is the wig all finished. I just flipped out the ends a little bit, and I have my new Halloween Town sweater on, so I am feeling the like 90s vibe with like the flipped out ends. So here's what it's looking like. As you guys can see, we have all the different colors in here. I love the thickness of the colors. The only thing I would change is the orange. I wish the orange packed a little bit more of a punch and was a little bit more vibrant. I feel like it got washed out a little bit by the black, but it's still really cute and pretty, and I absolutely love the length of this wig. I just feel like with the colors and the Halloween vibes, I just am loving the length of this. It's so pretty. I love that you can see every single color. Again, the length really makes the wig for me. So let me spin around and I will show you what the back looks like. Here's the side. Let me spin around and show you. This wig doesn't have any layers in it, so you don't see all the different colors. It's just kind of dark back here, which I actually like. But if I do half up or something, all of the other Halloween colors will definitely peek out. Or if I cut layers, you'll be able to see more of the Halloween colors back there. So here's what it's looking like. I just ruined the style, but there you guys can see the colors peeking through. So yeah, here is this side. Here's the little 360. I absolutely love it. I think it's so cute, and it's definitely giving like 90s Halloween, especially with the sweater and the cut and the style. Again, I will leave a link to some of the brands I used in the description down below in case you want to replicate some of the colors. That is all for today's video. Thank you for coming along the journey, and definitely expect to see this wig in future Halloween videos. I can't wait to style it, like grab some clips and just clip back some parts or just do different styles with it, because I'm absolutely loving the length, and now I can have Halloween hair during Halloween season. And again, the length, can't wait to play around with cute hairstyles with this short bob. Don't forget to check out my Instagram. The link to that is in the description down below. I post way more of my everyday life on there. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.